और प्रेमानंदे जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिराज कारिष्टो Divine Grace Abhay Charnavinde Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Chila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivraj Karyashto Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Chila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Gaur Premanande All verses of the devotees All verses of the devotees All verses of the Shri Guru Gauranga Vaishnava Prabhupada Ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Aram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamritaye Astaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam Bhagavate Uttama-shloke Bhakti Bhavati Vaishtati Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Hare Krishna. Bhagavatam class. This morning we are going to read from Bhagavatam 10th canto, 47th chapter, text 8. You can pull out from 10.47.8. This canto entitled the Saman Bonam and this chapter called the Song of the Bee. 10.47.8. So today we are going to recite this verse first word by word. Kaham Vitam Alam Praksham Bhoktava Cham Atithyam Griham मृगः तथा अरण्यं जरां बहुत्वा रतिं स्त्रियां कहावीतफलं वृक्षं बहुत्वा सिद्धार्थयो गृहम् दग्धं मृगहर्तारण्यं जरा भुक्त्वा रात्रिं स्त्रियां कः वृथा फलं वृक्षं बहुत्वा चितोऽथो गृहम् दग्धं मृगतटारण्यं जरा भुक्त्वा रतिं स्त्रियां कः वीथा फलं वृक्षं बहुत्वा चितोऽथो गृहम् दग्धं मृगतटारण्यं जरा भुक्त्वा रात्रिं स्त्रियां गावीथा फलं वृक्षं भूता चितार्थयो गृहम् दग्धं मृगतटारण्यं जरा भुक्त्वा रतां स्त्रियां वृथा फलं वृक्षं भुक्त्वा चतित्रयो गृहान् दग्धं मृगतटारण्यं जरा भुक्त्वा रतिं स्त्रियां वृथा फलं वृक्षं भुक्त्वा चितार्थयो गृहम् दग्धं मृगतटारण्यं जरा भुक्त्वा रतिं स्त्रियां. Thank you very much. See word to word meaning. Birds eat reed, phalam of its fruits, vriksham a tree, bhuktva having eaten, cha and atithiya guest, griham a house, dagam burned down, mriga animals, tata similarly, aranyam a forest, jaram paramour, bhuktva having enjoyed, ratrim attracted, striyam a woman. Translation and purport by disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Birds abandon a tree when its fruits are gone, guests a house after they have been eaten, animal a forest that has burned down, and a lover the woman he has enjoyed, even though she remains attached to him. Since there is no purport, Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanam Shalakaya चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मायं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण. So this chapter is entitled The Song of the Bee, which means I'll explain the context. What is this? It is a message from Krishna was sent by Uddhav, very dear friend of Lord Krishna, and after visiting Vrindavan, Uddhav, when he goes going back to the Mathura, so he was caught by the gopis, young gopis of Vrindavan, and they took him into the solitary place, and they were asking what Krishna has sent message for us. So after asking Uddhava, each of the one gopis, each of one of them, they were asking or inquiring about themselves. Did Krishna send message to me? This something message? Is there any some message for me? Something is they were expecting something from Uddhav, because Uddhav also looks exactly like Krishna, and he wore same clothes, and he has same kind of jewelries and everything. But we see he's not Krishna, but they identified him as a Uddhav, and they know that he's a very dear friend of Krishna. If someone is so dear to us and he's gone away from many many years, and if a message comes from him, we are so eager to hear that. Not only to hear that, and we also wanted to hear something, what message is there for me personally, right? We feel that. And in a family or in a community, if somebody is gone for a long time, so he is very dear to each and every one, and one fine day a messenger comes. Like nowadays we have emails and messages, WhatsApp and everything, but these days in the past times of Krishna there used to be a letter. Now it is gone. So when Uddhav comes with a letter, each and every gopi is eager to waiting what is their message for me personally. In that so they were so much separation for Krishna, and there was the intense of the love is very very high. The intense is very very high, and they want to hear from Uddhav, and they come to know that there is nothing message for them, and in the mood of frustration or in the mood of anger, each and every gopi is I mean each and every gopi they are saying these words. It is just like a bird's gone away after eating the tree fruits. If you see the birds on the tree, as long as the fruits are there, the birds will be there, right? If fruits are gone, the birds are also gone. And this is comparing one gopi is from her intense separation from Krishna. She is in anger mood. She is reflecting her own thoughts. She's comparing to the different aspects. One is that as long as the fruits are there, the birds will be there on the tree. The fruits are gone, birds are also gone. And the same thing, the guest. How long guest will be there? As long as you feed them. If you don't feed them, they are also gone. And the forest, similarly, as long as the animals are there in the forest, when forest is green and nourished, and there's no, what do you call it, the forest as long is safe. When suddenly we see that forests are getting burned, uh, when we see the forest is getting burned, the animals will run away for their life. And another thing is, a lover enjoys a woman as long as she is attractive, as long as she is young. And if he is not attractive, if he enjoyed that woman, he leaves. He doesn't want to stay because that is the nature in this material world. So one of the gopis is also comparing all these kinds of things in a different aspect. Like one time, Srila Prabhupada says that um, if you don't feed disease, if you don't feed guests, they are all gone. If you have a disease, usually when you have a disease, you don't take anything. You don't eat food. You don't be as a normal, like that. If you do that, the disease will be go away. And if you want to drive away the guest, you don't feed them. They are also gone. Like that. If you don't feed disease, disease will gone. If you don't feed guests are also gone. But you should not do like that. Prabhupada is saying, mentioned that if you have some disease, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to eat, you don't have to drink. You just sit and take rest. After some time, the disease is also gone. But we should take some disease, we should take some medicine to go that. And it doesn't mean that we should not take medicine. We should go to doctor and prescribe medicine. We should take that so that disease will gone. It is not that again we should eat so much thing and sleep. No, because when you're diseased, you don't like to eat much also because your digestive system stop working. You have some body pains. So this is just Prabhupada said one time, like don't feed disease, disease will gone. Don't feed the guests are also gone. So that's a joke. So we see that here one of the gopis is intensely, she is reflecting her thoughts. That is Krishna also forget us because he has enjoyed with us. I mean, he has a nice time with us. Now he is gone to Mathura. So did he forget us? So she is asking to Uddhav, and we see that Krishna is always with the gopis, and is always in their mind because they are never forget Krishna because they're so attached. It is not attached is a very small word. They are so absorbed in thoughts of Krishna. There is 24 hours they are in Krishna consciousness. So that is the intense love the gopis had. Now we will see the commentaries by various devotees. For example, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments and Sri Jiva Goswami comments on this verse. I just read. The last verse explained that friendship do not exist without a motivation, which is true in this age of Kali. There are only few friends which they really want to you help, or they are real well wisher. The friend is always a real well wisher, or there are only few. But most of the friends they only looking for your opportunity to take something from you, or any motivation. If they, oh, I have some motivation, I would like to friendship, but I don't tell that motivation. What is the behind agenda to have friendship? After I get that, I leave your friendship. So we see so many people who are blindly trust in the friendship and they will get cheated, and that should not be the case. And Sri Jiva Goswami explains further. This verse illustrates that statement by listing series of examples. So Gopi, one of the gopis, is giving a series of examples. Like Lord Krishna had nice time with us, and he enjoyed rasa dance with us, and he attracted all our hearts, our minds, and now he is gone. So in that mood, she is giving various kinds of examples. The prostitute gives up her penniless man. As long as the money, as long as man has money, she does not give up him. So we see that a prostitute attracts only a person who is rich and who is beautiful and who is very handsome. A prostitute attracts him. If a man does not have a money, even though if he is handsome, even though he is a very powerful, but prostitute will not show any interest on it. So that we see in this age of Kali. And the citizens give up the king who cannot protect them. The priest gives up the sponsor once he has given a donation. The bird gives up the tree once fruit have rotted. A paramour gives up a woman though she is eager to enjoyment, as long as she is young and does not give up her. Where the motivation is no longer exists, the friendships are ceased. Since Krishna has fulfilled the goals of the women of Mathura, how it is possible that we are worthy of his remembrance? Therefore, they indicate that Krishna did not have a love for the gopis. So here is the one of the gopis' expression on Krishna's, because she was always thinking of Krishna, and once she gone Mathura, did she forgot us? That's why she is giving the list of the examples where it is cited here. So in this verse, a woman in a singular and a paramour is in a plural form. This implies that it is alright to reject a woman who is involved in many men out of lust. However, we are many and we have only one male object of love, which is Krishna. And it is not impelled by the lust, since we had prema for him since childhood. Yet still he does not show us love. By neglecting us so many ways, he shows up unrestricted cruel in his heart. See, this Gopi is expressing in her to the Uddhava that why Krishna doesn't love us. Because it is not that we, we are only lustful or we are using our body. No. It is a pure love of God. There is no lust in this. We see that these are all the gopis who were in their previous lives, they were rishis, great sages. They were after Lord Ramachandra, Satyayuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. The Treta Yuga are Krishna, and in Dwapara Kali Yuga there is a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In the previous of this Yuga, Satyayuga, Treta Yuga. In the Treta Yuga, Lord incarnation himself as Lord Ramachandra. So, by seeing his form, by seeing his qualities, many rishis were following him. So we want to be associated with you. When he abandoned for the forest 14 to 15 years, so many sages were following him, and they want to take his association. At that time, Lord Ramachandra told that. So this is see, now I am in the incognito for the forest for 14 years. I cannot be with you because I have to do many things, and this is not possible in this age. You please do whatever you are doing, spiritual activities, spiritual practices. In the next yuga, I will come as Lord Krishna. Then you can have my association. We see that these gopis are not lustful like mundane, and they are not after an ordinary person. They are after Lord Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is all attractive. So we see them here. There is no lust in their motivation. There is no lust in their action. There is no lust in their words. They only have love. So we see that people in this world, they are only men get attracted from get attracts women only in the bodily concept of life. There is only lust. There is no love. As long as body and the mind and the money is there, they will get attracted. Whether a woman or a man. If a body is gone, if the money is gone, nobody get attracts. Because we see that in this world, a boy tells to a girl tells to a boy, I love you. But there is a few months or few years that love exists. After that, there is no love. There is only responsibility. You know, we see that love at first sight, divorce at first fight. Love at first sight and divorce at first fight. So we don't see that relationship. There are some love which are genuine. I'm not saying that there is no love in this world. There is true love is existing. One is with a mother and a child. True love means there's unconditional love. Mother serves a child with unconditional, with unmotivation, with uninterrupted. Mother take care of a child when he was small. All the necessities. It is not that okay now I will take care of my child, all the necessities, all the things. I love my child now very much. After when he grows, he will take care of me. Mother will not keep in that mind behind her mind and serves the child. No, mother's child, mother serves the child unconditionally, unmotivationally, and uninterrupted. Whenever we see a child cries in the middle of the night, mother wakes up and she looks into the child. What happened? Is something is wrong? Why my child is crying? What is the reason? And she checks, she makes sure that child has comfortable sleep. It is unconditional and uninterrupted. But whereas we see in this material world, as long as a boy or a girl is very attractive, as long as he has money, as long as he has power, when it is gone, then you see that relationship, any relationship other than the Maya, mother and child, like if we say the love, which is we are talking about today, the intense love of the gopis, so different from the mundane love. If a man gets into a woman, a love, and after he gets marriage, that love we see slowly reduces. Only the love exists with a wife or a husband or wife, husband to the wife, wife to the husband. That relationship based on responsibilities, needs, and take caring of the maintenance of the family. After that, we see that responsibility lasts on only the needs of the family. There is no love because the true love which is have only for Krishna. Because we see that Krishna is always youthful, first quality, and is always opulent, and is all attractive. So we should love something object which is ever youthful, ever what you call powerful, and always object of love. Because as long as we invest our love in the Godhead, Krishna, we never get cheated. Because in the mundane world, we see that a girl loves a boy. We don't know what is the agenda behind, what is the motivation behind. Suddenly, if a boy was a bankrupt, he doesn't have money, the girl leaves. In the same way, the boy, as long as the girl is youthful, attractive, after he enjoys, he leaves away. We see that cheating has happened, and the person will get disturbed by that situation, and he will do all kinds of nonsense. But this love, where the gopis had from the lifetime after lifetime, we can understand that is the pure love of Godhead. They don't have any adhiman parithatya mamekam sharanam. Hare Krishna mantra just gives you a real happiness, real pleasure. That's why we are all doing the same Hare Krishna mantra kirtan. for many, many, many years. It is maybe in a different tunes, but the same Hare Krishna mantra line. That is so attractive. If somebody asks you, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? This is a test. You take that person name and you keep chanting. If you are getting what you call bored, or if you are getting dry, or if you are getting oh, this is so I'm not feeling any happiness within inside, or not I'm not feeling any joy from the inside, that means he's not supreme. If you take a name of holy name, Hare Krishna mantra, we are chanting many, many years, or like kirtans, always it is so attractive. That is a test who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just chant Hare Krishna mantra. Every day we are chanting. It is not that one day we chant Hare Krishna mantra and next day we chant some other mantra. No, every day we are chanting, but every day we are getting this taste. That's why we are chanting, right? If you are not getting a taste, why would you chant? If you are not having some attraction for the holy name, why would everybody come here? It attracts all kinds of people, that Hare Krishna mantra. So that's why we say Krishna is all attractive. The mantra, the name, form, and the pastimes are all attractive. This Bhagavatam, you read, keep on reading every day. It is still, it has got the taste. That's why it is called Golokera, Golokera Harinam Sankirtana. So Golokera, that this mantra is come from the Goloka Dham. So it is not a mundane sound vibration. That's why Srila Prabhupada says this is transcendental sound vibration. And you don't have to do artificially train your mind. Just keep chanting Hare Krishna mantra all the time. So that's why it is Gola Kaira Dhamma Harinama Sankirtana. So this is a word which attracts the whole world. That's why Srila Prabhupada, when he comes to the Western world, he did not teach philosophy first, and he did not use Bhagavatam first. First, he gives the holy name. We see in New York, he went to Thompson Square Park. He just chanted. He does not have any many instruments, and he does not have any beautiful attraction form. In the Prabhupada 70s, 80s, he came here and he attracted many, many people just by holy name. And he does not have any orchestra group, and he's not so attractive. He doesn't have any. He's not a billionaire or millionaire. He did not arrange for a big music festival to get attracted. He just chanted holy name. That means we should see this how powerful the holy name and how powerful Lord Krishna is. And once you tasted the holy name, you cannot give up. You cannot give up the holy name of the Lord. You just, even though you may be stopping for the, you may be not coming for the programs, even though you may not coming, you may be the left the movement, but we see even though those who left the movement, still they chant Hare Krishna. That's so much powerful. This once Krishna get into your heart, it is very good. Get out. It is very difficult to come out of from heart, because we are got to use to this. That's why it is says Jivera Swarupaya Krishna Nityajas. So all the living entities in this material world are part and parcel of Krishna. When part and parcel of Krishna are attached to the whole sum, then only it has meaningful value. Just like a machine has many screws or many tools. If from a machine, one screw fell on the ground, it doesn't have any value. But if it is that screw, as long as it is associated with a machine or a instrument, then only it has a value. So similarly, as long as we practicing Krishna consciousness, we will get nourished our life. Otherwise, we see in the material world, everybody is struggling for what? Happiness, seeking happiness, getting happiness. You know, each one in this material world, we see that They want to enjoy their life, but they cannot. For example, we see that a person who is working from Monday to Friday, Monday to Saturday. Saturday he wants to go somewhere and relax, but that relaxation, that break from the regular work will not give you 100% satisfaction. Will give you only certain type of satisfaction, little satisfaction. Again, you just begin your day from Monday to Friday, Monday to Saturday. So in the Krishna consciousness we see every day, we chant every day, and we read every day, we hear Bhagavatam class every day, but we don't feel exhausted or frustrated or dry stuff. But this is what essence. So we see that gopis are also their intense separation from Krishna. Imagine in what level they are, just for separation from Krishna, which gives you so much dryness in our life. But gopis have got personal associate with Krishna. They have got to have personal association of Krishna. They have seen all the pastimes of Krishna, and they have given up their life for Krishna, for so much attraction. So that's why they all took shelter of Krishna. And when they are separated from Krishna, when Krishna went to Mathura, so that's why they are feeling expression. They are expressing in different examples, and they are so. And even though they were criticized, still they don't give up Krishna. Even though they were criticized by their family members, even though they are criticized by their society, even though they are criticized by their own husbands. These gopis are married, they have family, they have their own community, but they were criticized. But still, they didn't give up Krishna. What makes them to be on that platform? Because they have tasted the nectar of Krishna consciousness. Once you taste the nectar of Krishna consciousness, you cannot give up. It is very, very hard. Once you be in Krishna consciousness, you cannot give up. Because they have tasted the real essence of the life. We see that in this material world, I'm just giving an example. Once an alcoholic, a drinker, who has addicted to this drinking alcohol, he will not give up, because he thinks that this is the way I can able to forget my distress, forget my miseries, forget my anxieties, forget my what do you call unhappiness in my life. But that is not true. When he drinks, he gives it. He's giving more pain to his body, more miseries to his body. So we see in this world, different people will take different kinds of shelter to give up and to overcome or to satisfy their desire, or to cope up with that frustration, or to break from our regular life, or to give up and to overcome their anxiety, to overcome their stress. They take different shelters. Some take shelter of alcohol, some take shelter of some kind of bad habits, some take shelter of drugs, some take shelter of different kinds of things. But while taking the shelter, they are not realizing that they are giving more harm to their bodies and their minds. But here we see the gopis, even though they were criticized, but they did not give up Krishna consciousness, because he is the supreme and he is all attract, because they tasted the shelter. And we see that Jiva Goswami also same thing is giving the discourse or commentaries on this. The examples are used to show that gopis are faultless. When they're saying that we are they're expressing that we are so faultlessly, we are so unconditionally loving Krishna. why is he not reciprocating? Why is he not coming to Vrindavan? This is the highest form of separation. The gopis used the one woman attached to the man have many such lovers because he is all attractive in one sense. Krishna has many lovers. Krishna has, everybody get attracted to him. There is nothing wrong. Thus, people expect money, protection, learning, livelihood from performing worship, food, shelter, and love. Among these motives, some are auspicious, some are inauspicious, but all are conditional factors are not based on affection. So they are saying that we are loving unconditionally. We don't need money, we don't need protection, we don't need to get our livelihood, or we don't need our maintenance. Our condition is our love is unconditional. And in this world, if you don't protect somebody, they will leave. But these gopis are so unconditional. That's why when we are practicing Krishna consciousness, we should be also thinking out in, oh, I chant Hare Krishna mantra for 2 years or 1 year, 1 month. After 1 month, I need some benediction or some boon from Krishna. No, Krishna is not a bellboy. We see in the motels or hotels, bellboy. If you ring the bell, person comes, he asks what you want. Similarly, we have your bell. Just ring the bell. Oh Krishna, last time I came, I have given you my list of the desires. What happened? There is only one desire got fulfilled, but there are other 9 desires you need to fulfill. No, Krishna, we should not have purpose in our mind behind that chanting Hare Krishna. Chanting Hare Krishna should be unmotivated, uninterrupted, and unconditional. So obviously, Krishna gives us pleasure without asking. That's why we are chanting. We should not that okay today I will chant 16 rounds and I have 16 desires. Please fulfill it. After 1 month, oh Krishna, I am chanting 16 rounds for 1 month. Only 6 desires has been fulfilled. What about others? No. But this should not be the motivation, or this should not be intention. Like we should be also following the gopis' footsteps. That these gopis are so unconditional and so pure in their desire and so auspicious. So based on these factors, they love Krishna. And we see that Sanatana Goswami also gives similar kind of commentary. We see that since they are decided to Krishna, dedicated to Krishna with the highest prema, they cannot have any relationship like a material man or woman. The 8 examples are related to the material goals. So since they got attraction for Krishna and they don't have any attraction for any kind of things, whether a man or woman, a woman or a man. So these gopis, since their focus and their goal is fixed, we should also prepare our focus and our goal should be fixed. Like number of chanting 16, number of rounds per day, number of like reading books or hearing classes, doing seva, it should be fixed. Then we can have this uninterrupted goal because always we have uninterrupted desires. Desires are so many. There are keep on interrupting our mind, our sadhana, our spiritual practices. But these gopis are they don't have any interruption because they got all attraction for Krishna and they don't have any relationship with a man or woman up to a man. So what is the lesson for us to is we should also be fix our consciousness in Krishna and get ourselves uh, trained in Krishna consciousness, get ourselves absorbed in Krishna consciousness without any motivation like protection or everything we should get. We should just depend as the calf depend upon mother cow. The mother cow will take care of her calf everything. Or just like a cow depends upon its master everything. The cow does not go for a work, and cow does not think for how to maintain my family. Cow does not think for what is the time I should get food. It just depends upon the master because it is surrender. So we should also be try to get into that platform gradually, and so that we can also be unconditionally love for Krishna, and we should also be trained in Krishna consciousness, following our previous acharyas, starting from our spiritual master all the way to the Guru Parampara, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, when he comes, he does not think, okay, when I go to the West, who is going to receive me? Where will I have programs? So we are going to this to support us, and we chant and we dance, and we have after the program we come to temple, we have prasadam or we have our shelter, our homes. Srila Prabhupada is in the mood of gopi, so he never thought about coming west, and he didn't think about the things. Okay, who is going to arrange my program? Who is going to take care of my in the same kind of a mood? While at least we may plan everything. That is good. We should not be unplanned. We should plan everything, but not while chanting Hare Krishna mantra. While chanting mantra, we should not plan our day. Today I am going to do this today. No. At least only the holy name when we chant prescribed number of rounds, whether 4 or 8 or 16. At that time we should not plan. We should just plan unconditional. We should just chant with attention, with a fixed goal. Money, or whether I will get food, or whether I will get shelter. We should not keep those things in mind while chanting. When we do that, we will also be attaining the pure love of Godhead, and we will be also tasting the nectar which gopis have tasted. Like in this verse, they are so much tasting their nectar of Krishna. Even they didn't care about their husband, they didn't care about their children, they didn't care about their society. Everything they given up. So we pray one day we'll get there. So it is a long way. It is a very huge path. I mean, it's a very long-term goal. But any journey, it's a long-term journey. Any journey begins with step one. That is chanting Hare Krishna mantra. So we will stop here. I just summarize what we discussed today. We discussed today that gopis were in so much separation of Krishna, in the mood of anger. They are giving examples like the bird will leave the tree after the fruits are gone, and the guest will leave the home after they have eaten, and the prostitute gives up the penniless man, or prostitute gives up him when he has no money. And another example we see here, what do you call, animals leave the forest when forest is in burning. So that we discussed. So we should also see that these gopis are all not an ordinary women. They are all great rishis in their previous life. They followed Ramachandra, and Lord Ramachandra gave him assurance that next life I will take incarnation of Krishna. Then you can have my association. We should also be following the gopis' footsteps with unconditional, unmotivated, and uninterrupted, at least while chanting the holy name of the Lord. So we should be also be fully surrender unto Krishna. The gopis, they didn't bother that whether they are going to where they are going to have shelter, whether they are going to have maintenance, whether they are going to have money. They didn't bother. They just fully surrender, like Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam example of a cow depends fully upon his master without any thinking that what will I do for tomorrow my food. It fully depends upon his master. So we should also be following the footsteps of the gopis so that we can get there. It's a long journey, and long journey begins with step one. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, comments, Devanand, can you give him mic? Hare Krishna.
So should we develop the mood, since we hear so much Krishna's here, Krishna's with us, that Krishna's everywhere, Krishna's in everybody's heart, all we have to follow Krishna to get to that point? Or should we be developing the mood like, how do I get back there to Krishna? Where is he? Because it seems like the gopis are in that mood and Gopal's so much in that mood. So should we be satisfied when we understand Krishna is everywhere and we can look at gopis and everywhere Krishna is kind of thing? Or should we develop the mood?
Yeah, here the mood is gopis are all, they have tasted the nectar of Krishna. That's why when the Krishna is gone out of Mathura, that's why they could understand that intensity. That's why they could understand the separation. What is mean by separation of Krishna? Here in our case, we didn't taste the association of Krishna yet. So we didn't had association of Krishna. That's why in Bhagavad Gita it says like we can see Krishna in everywhere, but our eyes has to be purified to see Krishna. That's why Srila Prabhupada and all the acharyas have given the deities to worship Krishna, and so that we can see everywhere Krishna. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that Rasoham apstu kaunteya prabhasami sasishuryo. So the water you are tasting, the taste of the water is I am. Krishna says, I am the taste of the water. And prabhasami sasishuryo, then I am the rays of the sun. So he is giving different kinds of hints where we get to remember of Krishna. Here the problem is that we didn't have that separation of Krishna, because we are always we conditioned souls are separated from Krishna from time since time memorial, right? We didn't have that transaction with Krishna. If we have the transactions with Krishna, we can understand what gopis are undergoing the intense love, why they are in separation. Yes, we should see Krishna in everywhere, in each and every living entity. That should be the eyes. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavyaste Cheva Sapapita Pandita Samadarshina. So we see that a learned person will see the living entity and super soul in each and every soul. He sees in a dog, he sees in an elephant, he sees in a brahmana, and he respects that. To see that, we should be able to purify our consciousness. How we can purify our consciousness? By regularly chanting Hare Krishna mantra, regularly reading Bhagavatam, regularly reading Bhagavatam. We get to purify our Krishna. Just an example I'll give, like um, if a child is far away from his mother, say suppose the child is gone for studying of university or graduation studies, and if a mother, how does mother remembers the child? If mother sees her dress or if a mother sees the shoes of a child, immediately remembers. But that shoes and their mother, that dress is not a child. That that shoes were worn by the child. Correct. Similarly, that the mother is attached to the mother child because of seeing her shoes or seeing her dress. Similarly, we should be get attached to the Krishna by seeing in the material world whatever the existing. You know, how many of us we while drinking the water we remember Krishna? That is the remembrance. Krishna gives in the Bhagavad Gita how to remember him all the ways. Because we are conditioned souls, we should do some kind of things so that we can get to remember Krishna 24/7. So we should practice that. It is not that spontaneously coming out of or from heart. It is by practicing we come. Like how we practice music, like harmonium or guitar or mridangam or kartal. Just by practicing, one day you will become expert in playing that. Just like similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they're all Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gopis, Prabhupada, they're all Nitya Siddhas. They are by default, we remember Krishna. For us, if we go out of temple, it is hard to remember Krishna. We see all kinds of billboard signs outside. We see all kinds of people doing all kinds of nonsense things. At that time, we cannot remember Krishna. We only absorbed in the situation, what's going on outside. But it's very hard to remember Krishna. But by practicing, we can remember Krishna. We can able to see Krishna all the time. But the gopis, they never forget Krishna. They're always in their mind. But the only physically they are separated from Krishna. But even though they are physically separated from Krishna, but their always hearts, mind are absorbed in Krishna consciousness. I hope this gives.
The question presents itself is that the gopis are giving all these examples of being abandoned, something being abandoned. So they see themselves as being abandoned. So even though they've been presented with a messenger from Krishna, they're expressing that they're abandoned. So, the question could come, why would there be this sense of great abandonment if there's that constant remembrance?
That's I'll try because this is got a different perspective answers. Because one thing is, they were, as I said, the visionary of Krishna or physical association of Krishna was not there with the gopis. So gopis, they felt that they were abandoned because it is coming out from their heart with the intense love they had. Sometimes a husband and wife fights, a lover, boy and girl fights, but that fight is not that fight is not relating to some business fighting. You cheated me, I cheated you, that's why you're fighting. No, but that fighting is also one of the rasas, like how we have Vatsalya rasa and like parental love and friendship love, like Arjuna and Krishna had friendship rasa and Dasya rasa, like Hanuman and Lord Ramchandra has Dasya rasa. So this is a fighting, this is the fight, and this is anger mode. This is one of the rasa, one of the what you call nectar. It's they are expressing in themselves. So Krishna is abundant. Just like in a mundane example, if a girl asks a boy to come at 5 o'clock, a boy comes at 6 o'clock. Then the girl was so upset with the boy, and in that upset mood, she scolds him, she beats him, and she doesn't talk to him. It is not that out of revenge. It is not that out of some anger, but that is also one of the rasa, one of the way of transaction. Love, expressing a love. I was waiting till 5 to 6 o'clock. 1 hour I was waiting. Similarly, gopis are also waiting for Krishna to come back. But Krishna haven't come back. That's why they got only message from Krishna. And that's why they are gopis, they are giving different kinds of example. Oh Krishna, you are just like you abandoned us, just like birds fly away from the tree, fruits are gone, like a guest left the home after having eaten. Animals run away from the forest when the forest is on fire. So you are also like you abandoned us after you got beautiful girls in Mathura. So you are not take caring of us. This is out of intentional. This is my answer. So we'll stop here. Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, I Gaur